Yeah. This is my movie review for It 2017, right? This is a very purposeful remake, right? This remake is just as good as the original version by Stephen King back in the 80s, right? Aside from a little bit more CGI effects than I would like, this remake truly knocks it out of the park. No pun intended. But let's begin with the Losers Club, right? It's gonna be Bill, Ben, Beverly, Richie, Mike, Eddie, Stan, and for a brief moment it was Georgie, right? We get to see the Losers Club, right? And the dynamics that created the great chemistry that we get to see. We get to see them begin as fearful, confused, not sure what's going on. A lot of, sci-fi meta stuff is happening. Like, looks like their worst fears are starting to, become manifested. And they can actually see them, and it's tangible, right? But let's start. Let's identify each one, right? Bill, he's how the movie kind of displays as the group's leader, right? Bill, he loses his brother Georgie early in the movie from It, right? Kind of tragic and sad at the beginning. But this situation is what builds the desire for Bill to discover his brother's disappearance / murder. And this is really what keeps the movie progressively moving forward, is Bill's pursuit to continue to question what happened to his brother and his disappearance. Even outside of how his parents are saddened by him keep bringing it up and that he hasn't quite let go of the situation, it really keeps you interested because it leads the entire group to actually slowly experience what Bill was going through, and they get to see that all of their issues and their problems and their fears are all connected and tied to this abnormal meta sci-fi energy from Pennywise. And there's Eddie. He's the hypochondriac. He's the little guy who's always talking about germs and always talking about you got to watch out for this. He's very fearful himself, but that's because his mom was really the cause of it. His mom didn't really let him do anything. She would lie to him, say that he's sick when he wasn't sick. So this really kind of just gave him this whole weirdness to him, right? And then this leads us to Beverly, right? Beverly is a young girl. She's got the looks that the guys, at least definitely two of the guys, like. And it's crazy because she's getting abused by her father and being harassed by Pennywise. And it's crazy how Pennywise is manipulating Beverly's abuse and fear of her father as well alongside of everything. So it's kind of interesting, and it's like sickening in a small way at the same time, because it's like, wow, you weren't sure if her father was like just physically abusing her, or if he was doing some kind of off the wall sexual stuff to her. So it's kind of interesting at the same time. It just brings the story closer, makes it a little bit better. But then we move on to Ben, right? He's the chubby kid. He's one of the kids that has a crush on Beverly. And, he's the kid who is led to do research on dairy, because he's kind of figuring out what's all these people disappearing, all these kids disappearing. And, he does the research, and he eventually informs the group on Pennywise, and he helps them formulate, like, this is the key to our problems, Pennywise, right? Then we get to Stan. He's a Jewish kid. Mike, he's a token black kid. And Richie, he's the jokester, right? He keeps the movie going with his one-liners, his jokes, his antics, his little nuances. So I believe he is haunted as well by Pennywise, but you have to kind of really distinguish between his scary moments and his moments of just being the comic relief. But it's a great dynamic. It's a great nuance. I really enjoyed the movie so far. But as we get more into it, this is just the beginning part, just kind of breaking down the characters and everything. But as we get into it, the next segment, we're going to go into the background of Pennywise and kind of his biography, what it is that makes him what he is and why he does what he does. Yeah, so keep going, check it out, more to come. Oh, but I wasn't wrong up in
Nice round hips, plus you gotta throw back. I just wanna let it get acquainted with my bold back. After that,